guys, this is your horoscope for the lunar eclipse, which is also a full moon in Sagittarius, which happens on the 5th of June 2020 at 12 minutes past 8 in the evening, and that's based on UK time. Eclipses, the effects of eclipses last for 6 months, and this is an eclipse on the south node, so it's about letting go of lost chances and broken dreams and melodrama and things that haven't worked and living in the past and all of the times you galloped off in the wrong direction. So the full moon, as always, is 180 degrees away from the sun. So it's lit up by the sun and then it's interrupted, this eclipse, so it's going to be darkened somehow, the shadow falls over the moon. And that interruption means that the Sagittarius energy at 6 degrees stays with you, and you're really able to let go of things that don't serve you any longer. The south node is at 29 degrees in Sagittarius, 2 and 9 is 11, nearby the moon. And this really gives you an opportunity to progress personally in the things that are important to you and that fire you up, and to let go of the things that you feel you ought to do, the things that have been told you should, and this will serve in the long term, and you have to, and why, and so it's about breaking free of social constraints, being flexible, adaptable, being willing to learn new things and have new adventures, and to see new opportunities, or to acquire new opportunities rather, by giving yourself a break and saying, that didn't work out, but I'm not going to kill myself over it and keep saying, oh, that was so rubbish, I tried and it failed. At least you tried, and it's time to try again. Venus sits next to the sun, 3 degrees away. The sun is at 15 degrees, Venus is at 12 degrees, and they both light up this full moon. When something sits together like this, 3 degrees away, the two energies, they start to blend and mix, and I was going to say congeal. No. Yeah, in this case, they do kind of congeal because Venus is in retrograde, and it's talking about love in a way that's not pleasant, or getting it wrong, or saying, I love you on the first date. It just, the kind of communication that puts an end to love. Misunderstanding about love. Not seeing eye to eye. Having something in common, but then really messing it up. That kind of energy. So that's what lights up the moon, and the moon is in Sagittarius and says, oh, let's go gallop. So again, you're going to have opportunities to bark up the wrong tree, but the saving grace is this path that I'm going to gallop. Is it going to be of service? That's the magic words. Is this going to be of service to other people? Or am I only taking this new path, this new direction, to make myself happy, or to get rich, or to broaden my horizons? What is it that I can do that uses my skill and that is of service to other people at the same time? And how can I create an opportunity for this to appear, to plop into my head? Hello, new idea. So that's really a great question, because if you say, well, I don't really have the wonderful idea, but I'm certainly willing to listen to what it is and to let go of my ideas that haven't served me and that I feel guilty about. The word guilt keeps coming up, as in shame and, oh, I didn't do this. So you have a second chance here to have a do-over. The moon forms several relationships. First, it forms a semi-square with Pluto and Jupiter, and Pallas Athena and Saturn. Pluto, Jupiter, and Pallas Athena being in Capricorn and Saturn being in Aquarius, it forms a connection with all of those outer planets. Transformation, good luck, the warrior goddess, structure, education, all of that is up for grabs. So you can really totally gallop off and change your life. You can go be a school teacher in Korea, or go from Korea to being an engineer in South Africa. Travel education, work. Those are the main topics, and it's about becoming the self that you've always wanted to be. It's like seeing your future self and finally getting the knowledge that, oh, I have to do this and this and this to get there. So you have vision and you're able to let go of the things that haven't worked and try. That's the main thing. You have the courage to try again despite past failures. Because people say, oh, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Yes, but sometimes we have to do things over and over and over and over again to get other people to listen or to get people to know you exist. Repetition works, okay? So sometimes you have to try again and again if you fail, because you realize and you know that that's for you, and if that's what you know, then that's enough. It also forms a square with Ceres, Mars, Neptune, all in Pisces. So an abundance of feelings. Don't let your feelings guide you exclusively, because you're going to be swept up in them. So don't just go with, oh, this feels good, so it must be right. Use your common sense and say, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? What can I let go of? What hurts me on a day-to-day basis? You know, thoughts that make you cringe. Like, oh, I wanted to open the cake shop, but I opened it in this part of town and went bust. Ugh. Either let it go and say, okay, the cake shop didn't work and I'm not going to torture myself over it, or I have to have the cake shop, I'm going to try it again and I'm going to open it, and here's the successful one. It's getting not just a second wind, more like a third wind, sense that even though reality is telling you that this is not what it wants right now, you know inside of you, you have this weird certainty amongst all the uncertainty that this is for you. And if you have that, that is ding, 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 100% right for you to move with and to embrace and to implement in your life. So ask yourself, what is it that my future self looks like? And see what that is, and see if it matches the current self. If it doesn't, what steps do I need to take to become the future self? It forms a trine with Chiron and Black Moon Lilith, both in Aries. So both Black Moon Lilith and Aries are going to say, do you know what? You know, you've messed up so many times in the past. If you try and realize your hopes and dreams again, you're just going to fail even more, and you're going to fall on your face harder, and everything's just going to be worse. So don't even bother, don't try. The opportunities are gone and you have no power. If we listen to that voice, which is always there, by the way, always saying that, then none of us will ever get anything done, because none of us are good enough and none of us have the brains to do anything. That's usually the way the ego tries to get us, but in this case it says, you know, avoid guilt and shame at all costs. Don't do anything that might go awry. If you're thinking like that, you'll never tell a joke again, because some jokes fall flat. Some dinner parties end up in fights. Revisiting the past does not guarantee failure. Doing something again because you're certain of it, in fact, means that you're pretty much guaranteed to succeed, even though it doesn't feel that way. So the moon forms relationships with everything on one half of the chart, the bottom half. This is an inside job, okay? The world is what it is. You create new opportunities for yourself. You decide whether the past is in the past, or whether you're going to revisit it and change it in future. And you decide which opportunities are done and dusted and gone for good, and which opportunities are there torturing you, saying, oh, I wish I'd done this and I feel so ashamed of the way I presented that and the way it all went belly up, but I still want to do this, so I'm going to try again. If you have that kind of opportunity come up, to try again, even though great failure was, like for instance, if you did something, if you wanted to become an Avon lady and Avon shut down because of coronavirus and you couldn't go to everyone's house, then that would have been put on hold until this kind of event where you revisit something you want to do and you go do it. I don't know if things are open now, but if they, in that example, Avon ladies are people who sell those Avon cosmetic products, and they go to other people's houses and they show you how to apply it, and you have a little makeup session and they help you and stuff. So you couldn't do that if people are in lockdown, things like that. If things are open now, you can do it. So dust off your old dreams. The coronavirus actually helps us with this because it puts our destroyed dreams in focus. It shows us what we don't want to be, who we don't want to become, the parts of ourselves that we have to come to terms with, that we have to make peace with. And it shows us how we can embrace those, work to make them work for us so that we're joyous and we're happy and we're proud of the achievements that we've created based on our own feelings, rather than ashamed of the failure that happened a year ago. If you want to be on American Idol, you've got to queue and audition, and some people don't get through and some people do. It's a simple thing. But what I'm telling you is that if you find yourself specifically being in this headspace and saying, okay, what is it that really, really didn't work out for me in the areas of identity, who I want to become? Like, for instance, if you want to become a big figure in marine biology, you just want to study everything, and it's not about the fame, you want to know, and you just want to be in all the academic journals and be someone who's in the know, then you may have written something that was badly researched and you published it and you were a laughing stock, and you'll never get into that society, that club again. If you discover something amazing that other people want to be a part of, you'll get back into that club. So even if the odds seem totally against you, you can revisit the things that have seemed to go, and you can pick them up and remake them. Oh, what a relief. So all of us, hello, I'm including myself, all of us who've screwed up in the last couple of weeks, months, this year, all of us who've been kicked in the teeth with something, we are getting another chance, and it lasts for 6 months because it's an eclipse. So we're able to let go of shamey, guilty, horrible failures in the past, and we're able to continually strive to new successes and new goals, and move towards those despite setbacks. And we can actually grow from the negatives and turn them around and have another chance and a do-over, and we get to try again. Hooray! How great is that? Love it. There we go. So, that's what I get for you for the eclipse. I hope that gives you something to go on. It certainly fills me with lots of ideas. Amazing. If you'd like a personal reading with me, go to gregoryscott.com and click on the book your reading button to get in touch. I use astrology, tarot, numerology, and my intuition in my personal readings. If you have any question about life purpose, how you can take your dreams and revisit them, even though circumstances seem very unlikely, you want to do it. If you have questions about your vocational aptitudes, or what's destined for you in family and money and personal identity and education and love and health in the future, any questions at all, just get in touch with me for a personal reading. Have a lovely eclipse, lovely full moon here. In the comments, if you're someone who's kind of revisiting something, or you've got the opportunity to make another go of it, please let me know in the comments and see what you've turned around from a into a big success. I think, yeah, please leave those comments because that will inspire me and other people. Put yourself out there, so take a risk. So you know what things feel like when they fail. It's just humiliation. You've done humiliation before. You've done hard before. It's not going to stop you. You're going to do hard before and turn it into something golden. Amazing. Yeah, so put yourself out there and give yourself the chance to take the rubbishy and turn it into magic. Have a great day. Get in touch for a personal reading. Share the video and subscribe to the channel, please. And I'll speak to you soon.